Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Ditch Decade Diets podcast. I am your host, Lorna, certified food freedom coach and founder of the Ditch Decade Diets Academy. I've spent 10 years in an unhealthy relationship with food, binge eating, over-exercising, and feeling insecure in my body. This podcast is all about helping you get to the root of your food struggles and teaching you how to rewire your brain so you can end binge eating. If you're ready to improve your relationship with food and cultivate more self-love towards yourself and your health, this is the podcast for you. So let's get to it and jump right in. There are so many lessons that I want to share with you guys today from me being in Japan, and I want to relate them back to your relationship with food. And I want to share that with the proper mindset, you will absolutely conquer binge eating. With the proper mindset, being in the right headspace, you can 100% heal your relationship with food and conquer binge eating. And the lessons that I've learned while being in Japan, like I said, I'm going to relate them back to your relationship with food so that you can ultimately conquer binge eating. So a little bit of a story time. So many of you guys know I was just in Japan not too long ago, and it was the most incredible trip. Andrew and I went to go see a sumo wrestling practice, and I don't know much about sumo, like that's like Andrew's jam. But it was incredible. Like, these men are so freaking strong. I tried to push one of them and literally they just like did not even move. And it's like, when you think you're strong, it's like, think again. But anyways, we went to a sumo wrestling practice, and there was one guy there who was from Israel. And he was mentioning, we had a conversation with him, because after you can have conversations with the sumo wrestlers. And the one guy, he was from Israel, and he was sharing his story and how he so badly wanted to be a sumo wrestler in Japan. And he was telling us that he tried for years and years and years to try to come to Japan, because this was his dream. He wanted to be a sumo wrestler in Japan. And he tried when he was 21 years old. And that's when like the whole situation in 2020 was happening. And he literally could not come to Japan because of everything that was going on, but also he was a foreigner. So he literally so badly wanted to come to Japan to be part of the sumo wrestling team or whatever it was. And all odds were against him. Like, basically everyone was like, you're crazy. Like, you can't do this. Like, you're a foreigner. What's going on in the world right now? Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's not going to happen. And he had the mindset of, nothing is going to stop me. I have this dream. I have this vision. I have this goal. I've been wanting to do this my whole life. Like, I am going to find a way to make it happen. And so Andrew and I were talking to him, and we said, like, how did you make it work? Like, literally, you're a foreigner, and you tried for so many years. Like, how did you make your dreams happen? And I'm just looking at my notes here because I want to make sure I'm covering everything. And Andrew said, like, how did you do this? And he said, I didn't hope my dream would come true. I made my dream come true. And why this is so important and how this relates to your relationship with food. When you hope something is going to happen, when you hope, I hope I have a better relationship with food. I hope one day I'll be able to eat without guilt. I hope that, I hope one day I'll stop my binge eating. I hope one day I'll be able to go to a restaurant without anxiety. You are left in like limbo land where things don't happen. This one sumo wrestler was like, I didn't hope. I didn't pray. I didn't wish. This is a goal I've had, and I was willing to do what it takes to make it happen. And when Andrew said, like, I hope your dreams continue to come true, he said, I know that they will. And I responded back with, yeah, with that mindset, they absolutely will. Where are you not certain in what you want? Where are you saying, I want a better relationship with food, but it probably isn't going to happen? I really want to stop binge eating, but oh my gosh, I've struggled with it for 20 years of my life, so it's probably not going to happen. Your mindset is everything. And when you know you are absolutely going to do it, you're going to make it happen. But the key here is not when you have evidence. This sumo wrestler had no evidence for his dreams coming true. People were telling him, you're crazy. Literally, the Japanese people were like, no, like you can't come here. The whole situation in 2020, like all odds were against him. Like basically everyone's like, you're crazy. Like your dreams are not going to come true. He had no evidence, but he's like, I'm going to take action and I'm going to create the evidence. So right now, a binge-free life might seem so far away. You don't have evidence because you're still binging. But are you waiting for evidence to come in order for you to take action? Are you waiting for evidence to come in order for you to believe that you can conquer? Or are you going to be the evidence? Are you going to take the action that's required to have the evidence of a binge-free life? Right now, if you're binging and you're feeling guilty, there is no evidence. So it's really easy to be like, I don't know if this is going to happen. Maybe other people are telling you like it's going to be challenging or it's going to be hard, but are you going to let that stop you? Or are you going to say, I don't have the evidence. And you know what? I'm going to create the evidence. This is exactly what the sumo wrestler did. I don't have any evidence for how I can even get on this Japanese sumo wrestling team, but I'm going to find a way to make it happen. Back in 2019, I had no evidence for how I can conquer binge eating. I was binging every single day. I felt horrible in my body. I literally was just binging. I was feeling out of control with food. I had no evidence for like, Lorna, you can do this. But I was like, I want to live a binge-free life. I want to have a better relationship with food. So I'm not going to wait for evidence. I'm going to create the evidence myself. I'm going to get the proper support. I'm going to take action. I'm going to show up for myself so that I could have the evidence. Where are you waiting for evidence to take action? If you wait for evidence, you're going to be waiting the rest of your life. Because unfortunately, it doesn't work like you have the evidence and you take action. You got to take the action in order to see the evidence, right? When you start taking action and you start not giving into your binge urges, you're going to have less urges, aka results. When you start allowing yourself to eat foods and start releasing the guilt, that's going to be the evidence, but you got to take action in order for the evidence to be there. You can't wait for the evidence to then take action. You're going to be waiting for the rest of your life. So there's that. He also said, I can't talk to people that don't have dreams because I have nothing to talk about. I can't relate. And I was like, I get this. You're going to get to a point when you heal your relationship with food where you can no longer be around people who are just talking about dieting and macros and working out all day. You know, I used to be that person. I used to be that person that like all I would talk about was food and workouts and what diet I was on. And maybe like you used to be that person as well too. Like everyone knew you as the healthy one in the friend group. You used to always just talk about your workouts and what you were eating. And you're going to get to a point when you start healing your relationship with food where you're like, literally, I can't talk to people who just talk about dieting anymore. You're like, I can't relate to you. Like I'm over here healing my relationship with food. I'm feeling less guilty. And you talking about the fact that you're going on another diet, like I can't even relate to you. You will get to that point. I have so many clients that say to me, they're like, oh, I don't want to go to this social event because Aunt XYZ always talks about dieting. And like, I'm so freaking done with that. And you will get to a point where when you heal your relationship with food, you just can't relate to those people that just talk about dieting and weight loss and macros and all this anymore. You're going to be like, I can't even relate to you. I'm doing bigger and better things. Like, I'm living my life. I'm traveling, I'm living my life, and you're just talking about like spending hours in the gym and working out. Like, I can't relate to you. So that was something else I thought was really interesting. The other thing he said was, I was willing to sacrifice so much time, so much work, so much money to make my dreams come true. Are you doing everything you can to heal your relationship with food? Because healing your relationship with food and ending binge eating requires work. Anything in life, anything good in life is going to require work. It's going to require effort. It's going to require time. This sumo wrestler sacrificed so much to reach his dream of being a sumo wrestler in Japan. When you heal your relationship with food, there's going to be things that you have to sacrifice. There's going to be work involved. You can't just like snap your fingers and like, oh, after 20 years of binging, I'm just going to become binge free. Like, la da da, like tomorrow I'm going to be binge free. It's going to require work. It's going to require time. It's going to require energy. It's going to require you to do things differently than what you've always done. And are you willing to do that? In 2019, I was willing to do things differently. I was willing to release my food rules. I was willing to sit in the discomfort of experiencing the urge and not giving in. I was willing to put in the work. I was willing to put in the time, put in the energy, get the proper support that I needed. Where are you maybe saying you want a better relationship with food, but you're not taking the right action? You need to be willing to show up, to put in the work, to take action. You guys hear me talk about this all the time. The clients that I work with, the reason that they become binge free, I just celebrated 3 of my clients who are now binge free. And one of the reasons why they're binge free is because they were willing to put in the work. Again, knowing information is amazing. Knowing what to do to stop your binge eating is great, but you have to actually take action. You got to put in the work. You got to show up for yourself. You got to take action, right? This is why this sumo wrestler had his dreams come true. Everyone's telling him like, you're crazy, like that's impossible. And he's like, watch me. Watch me. I don't care what I have to sacrifice. Like, I am willing to do this. What are you not willing to sacrifice? What are you not willing to sacrifice to have a binge-free life? This is very important. I was willing to stop focusing so much on the way that I looked, and I was willing to heal my relationship with food. And this doesn't mean you have to have one or the other. This doesn't mean you either have to heal your relationship with food or, feel amazing in your own skin. You can have both. You can have both. But if you're not willing to stop being so obsessive over the way that you look, you're going to have a hard time conquering. The other thing that he said was, what's the other option? I either go after my goals or I live with regret. And he said, I can't live with regret. And the reason I wanted to share this is because what's the other option of healing your relationship with food and conquering binge eating? The other option is staying stuck in the diet binge cycle. The other option is staying stuck and spending the rest of your life in these cycles and being 80 years old and living with regret that you didn't heal. And that's not you. You are somebody who is going to conquer. You are somebody who doesn't want to live with regret. You are going to get the right support because you know the alternative, the other option of not healing your relationship with food is waking up feeling bloated and binging every single day. The other option is spending all day thinking about food and calories all day. And you're like, I don't want that. I had a choice in 2019. I said, I could either keep binging, keep feeling bad in my own skin, keep feeling anxious every time that I go out for dinner, keep waking up in the morning feeling so full and bloated, because of how much I ate last night, because I used to have all my binges used to be in the evening. And I said, that is one option, right? And even when things were getting better for me and I started having less binges, and I'm like, well, I could just have like less binges. Like that's an option. Like things are kind of getting better. I am kind of feeling a little bit better in my own skin. So like I could kind of just keep going this way. Or I could be free from binge eating. I can feel amazing in my own skin. I can have a better intimate life with my partner. I could travel and not have to worry about food and calories. And I'm like, that is what I want. That is what I want. I could stay where I'm at and like I'm binging less. So like I could stay here. Okay, maybe I'm not feeling the best in my own skin, but I'm not feeling horrible. Like, I could stay here. Or I can go all in, stop my binge eating, feeling amazing in my own skin, and live the life that I knew that I was meant to live. And that was the option that I chose. You either go all in or you live with regret. And for me, I could not live with regret. I did not want to be 80 years old and be like, oh, I wish I healed my relationship with food. I wish I conquered. I went out and made it happen. And same with the sumo wrestler. He's like, the other option is I can have this big dream and this big goal and not go for it and just regret, like live with regret. And he's like, I couldn't do that. So the other alternative to not healing your relationship with food is living with regret. And I know you don't want that. The other thing he said was, I want to go pro. And he's like, it feels so far away. It almost seems impossible, but I'm going to go for it and I'm going to make it happen. Why is this so profound? There might be things that feel impossible for you right now. A binge-free life might seem so far away. It literally might seem so impossible right now. You're like, even thinking about a binge-free month is like, what in the heck? And like a binge-free month, like that can feel, oh, I'm getting so hot, I'm getting so fired up. A binge-free life can feel so far away. It can feel impossible right now. But you're going to go for it and you're going to make it happen. When something feels so far away, again, you can say, oh, that feels so far away, it's probably not going to happen. Oh, a binge-free life literally seems impossible. Like maybe it's not meant for me. Like maybe other people can do it, but like maybe not me. And when you have that mindset, it's going to feel impossible. Versus you say, you know what? It feels impossible. It feels scary. It feels like I don't even know how the heck I'm going to do it, but I'm going to find a way. And that's exactly what that sumo wrestler did. He's like, I want to go pro. It seems impossible. That's literally so far away. Like this dream is freaking crazy. Like I don't even know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to make it happen. When I was thinking about healing my relationship with food and I was binging every single day, of course, thinking about a binge-free life felt so impossible. I'm like, how? Like, what? How can I even be binge-free? Like, that seems impossible. Like, I love that, but like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to stop my binge eating. I've been doing this for 10 years. Like, it seems impossible. But if you have the mindset of, it seems impossible, it's probably not going to happen, it's not going to happen. If you have the mindset of, kind of seems impossible, but like, I'm willing to do what it takes, like, I'm going to find a way to make this happen, you are going to succeed. You are going to conquer. Again, your mindset is so impossible. Everyone told him, you're crazy. This isn't going to happen. That's silly. And he had the mindset of, watch me. Right now, there might be people in your life that are dieting. There's people in your life that are just so focused on, going on this diet and tracking their food. Or there might be people that tell you like, you've always been like the healthy one in the friend group. Like, eating intuitively is stupid, or like whatever. People are going to tell you all these things. People around you are going to maybe say like ending binge eating is so hard, or eating intuitively, like you can't reach your health and fitness goals if you eat intuitively. People are going to tell you whatever the heck that they want to tell you. And you are going to say, watch me. Watch me. That was me, because I had this belief of I can't reach my health and fitness goals unless I track my food. I can't reach my health and fitness goals without eating intuitively. And I said, you know what? Watch me. I'm going to become the healthiest, happiest version of myself while I eat intuitively, not track my food, not spend hours in the gym, and I'm going to live a binge-free life. And guess what? I made it happen. So there's going to be people in your life that tell you, you can't do this. You can't reach your health and fitness goals unless you diet. Ending binge eating is so hard, or, oh, it's going to take such a long time. And you choose to not believe it, and you go out and make it happen. You become the person who feels so good with food and so good in your own skin. You become the person who can eat intuitively and feel amazing in your own skin, and who lives a binge-free life. You go first and you go make it happen. So a few other lessons that I wanted to share with you. And by the way, are you guys enjoying this? Give me some hearts, or like, let me know if anything is resonating with you. Is this landing? Let me know. But a few lessons, obviously I shared a bunch of lessons with you, and it's more about like your mindset and how your mindset impacts your results. Like if you have the right mindset, you will conquer binge eating. 100%. But the first thing I want to say is you never know until you try. You never know until you try. This sumo wrestler, if he didn't try and he just said, oh, it's going to be challenging, he wouldn't have achieved his goals and his dreams. If you say like, if you don't try healing your relationship with food, how do you know that you can't do it? You can, but you're not going to heal your relationship with food if you don't try. You're not going to stop your binge eating unless you try, right? And again, you might have evidence right now of like, I've tried so many different diets in the past. Like, you know, I probably won't be able to heal my relationship with food, or I probably won't be able to stick to it. And that's BS. You are not going to know unless you actually try. You will not know until you try. You don't know that you can't heal your relationship with food unless you actually go for it. And I'm here to tell you absolutely can. But healing your relationship with food is not going to happen if you don't do anything. You got to take action. The second thing I want to say, your mindset is everything. This whole training was about your mindset. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. When you think, oh, ending binge eating is so impossible, it's so hard, yeah, you're right. You're right. But if you, hey, Cindy just joined. She just joined Conquer. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you, Cindy. Your mindset is everything. If you believe healing my relationship with food is going to be so hard, yeah, it's going to be freaking hard. If you believe, you know what? I can do this. I am going to conquer. I'm going to heal my relationship with food. You will. Your mindset is everything. This sumo wrestler could have easily said, you know what? That dream seems so far away. It's probably not going to work. And he wouldn't have achieved his dreams. I wouldn't be here today binge free if I kept on saying to myself, oh my God, this is going to be so challenging. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so hard. But instead, I was like, you know what? I can do this. I am worthy of a healthy relationship with food. I am worthy of getting support. I am worthy of healing my relationship with food. I got this. I can do this. Right? I always tell my clients, even in the academy, because that's where we have a lot of personalized coaching with my clients. I tell them, I say, like, you got to believe that you can do this. Because when you believe I can conquer, when you believe I can heal my relationship with food, you take action in alignment with what it is that you want. If you think like, oh, ending binge eating is so challenging, or I can never keep trigger foods in my house, then you're never going to make peace with trigger foods. But instead, if you say, you know, I am going to become someone who can have chocolate in the house without binging, you're going to make it happen because you take that action. It's okay to have doubt. It's okay to have fear. But again, if you believe it's so challenging, then you're not going to take action towards a better relationship with food. The third and final lesson that I want to share with you guys is the answer will always be no unless you ask. So I want to share something else with you. So before going to the sumo wrestling practice, Andrew and I had booked it before we went to Japan. And it was on a particular day. And as soon as we got to Japan, we saw that the day we were supposed to go to the sumo wrestling practice, they changed the date. And they changed the date when we already had something planned. We were going to go to Mount Fuji. And so we were like, well, we want to go to the sumo wrestling practice, and we also want to go to see Mount Fuji. Like, you don't go all the way to Japan and not see Mount Fuji. But we're like, well, we can't do both because the sumo wrestling practice is now on the day that we're supposed to go to Mount Fuji. And I said, we're gonna find a way to make this work. We came here all the way to Japan. I know Andrew so badly wanted to go see the sumo wrestling practice. I'm like, we're gonna make this work. Because that's just the way I am. Like, I don't let anything get in my freaking way. If I want something, I go make it happen. So I'm like, just watch me. And Andrew's like, listen, there's no other day. Like, this is like a day out. Like, we can't just change it. Like, you got to book in advance. And he messaged our travel agent and he was like, is there any way we can still watch a sumo wrestling practice? Like, even if it's a different day, like, you know, we're willing to change dates. Like, we really want this. And our travel agent was like, I tried, I looked, like, sorry, there's no other days for you to watch a sumo wrestling practice. And I said, watch me. So I said, call the company directly and just ask. Okay, I know we tried with the travel agent. I know we tried ourselves on our app, but I said, let's just call this one number. And Andrew was like, Lorna, the travel agent knows their shit. There's no other days. The app, I tried to book, everything's sold out, everything's booked. And I said, just ask. Because what's the worst that can happen? They say no. But if you don't ask, you don't know. So he's on the phone. He's like, oh, you're crazy. Lorna, you're crazy. He's like, there's not going to be another day. And I said, just ask. So he calls and he's like, I don't know if this is going to be a chance, but like, is there any other day we can maybe watch a sumo wrestling practice? Like, you know, it doesn't even matter like where, like we're willing to travel a little bit further away. Like, is there any way that we can still watch a sumo wrestling practice? And the lady was like, I'm going to put you on hold. She's like, I'm going to see what I can do. 10 minutes, 20 minutes go by. And she's like, we found a day. We can get you in for tomorrow, literally tomorrow, and you can come to a sumo wrestling practice. The look on Andrew's face, he was like a little kid on Christmas. His face lit up. I got so excited because I'm like, you ask for what you want and you get what you want. And so we ended up finding a day to go watch a sumo wrestling practice, even though our travel agent is like, there's no other days, even though the app on our phone said, sorry, there's no more days, like everything's sold out. I said, I want to make this happen and I'm going to make it work. We're going to make it work. And if you don't ask, you don't know. And how this relates to your relationship with food is if you don't ask for support, if you don't ask the questions of like, how do I heal my relationship with food? If you don't ask for support, you're not going to know what a binge-free life feels like. If you don't ask, if you don't go after what it is that you want, you're not going to have what you want. And I refuse. I am the type of person that if I want something, I'm going to make it happen. I wanted a binge-free life. I wanted a healthier relationship with food, so I asked for support. I asked people who were where I wanted to be. I hired coaches. I got the right support. If you don't ask, you don't know. If you don't ask for support, right? And you try to like figure this out on your own, just like we were doing. We're trying to figure out on the app, like, can we have another day for a sumo wrestling practice? When you're trying to figure things out on your own, it's like, oh, I don't know how to do this, or there probably isn't another day. When I was trying to stop my binge eating on my own, I'm like, I don't know how to do this. Like, I'm probably just going to struggle with binge eating for the rest of my life, until I asked for support. So you never know unless you try. Your mindset is everything, and the answers always give me no unless you ask. There's so many lessons that I learned from this, and I want you to take these lessons and go and heal your relationship with food. Take action. This sumo wrestler was so inspiring to Andrew and us. I was like, I need to do a podcast episode on this. Like, I need to do a training on this. Like, his mindset was incredible. He's like, I go after what I want. Even though it feels impossible, I'm going to make it happen. And I will never forget that. I'm like, yes. Like, your dreams are going to come true when you believe that they're going to come true. Your dreams are going to come true. Your relationship with food is going to improve when you believe that you're worthy of having a better relationship with food. When when you believe that you can conquer. Self-belief is everything. Taking action is everything. Not letting anything stop you. Not letting fear stop you. Not letting doubt stop you, because the difference between somebody who conquers binge eating and somebody who doesn't isn't that the person who conquers is more special, or they're more gifted, or they're just lucky. They believe in themselves. They show up, and they heal their relationship with food. It's so easy to have the mindset of, I'm probably not going to heal my relationship with food. I'm probably going to stay stuck in these cycles for the rest of my life. But if you believe that you are somebody who can't conquer binge eating, then that will be your result. And if you choose to believe, I am worthy of a better relationship with food, I can conquer, and you take the proper action and you get the right support, you will be on your way to conquering binge eating. So there were so many lessons that I've learned while being in Japan, and I want you guys to take these lessons. I want you to shift your mindset. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to get the proper support that you need. I want you to conquer, because you absolutely can. So I hope this was so helpful for you. I see a lot of you guys hopping on. Let me know how this landed for you, whether you're watching this live or you're even watching the replay. Like, let me know your biggest takeaways down below. Was this helpful for you? I just had to share this with you because, again, your mindset is everything. Your mindset is everything. I've learned so much. Andrew and I, like, as soon as we started talking to the sumo wrestler, I'm like, your story is amazing. And I'm like, there's so many golden nuggets that I'm going to take from you and share them with my clients. Just the way his mindset was, the things that he said, it was so impactful and it was so powerful. So I hope that this was so helpful for you guys. Go take action. Believe in yourself. Take the proper action so that you can heal your relationship with food, because whether you believe you can, you believe you can't, you're absolutely right. So thank you guys for being here. Have the best freaking rest of your day. You know that I'm here to support you in shifting your beliefs, shifting your mindset, healing your relationship with food. I got your back. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys soon.